Just as we would change our outfits according to the occasion, we can also change our walking style according to the situation. And if you have seen my video about the 4 feminine walking style archetypes, you might have asked yourself, but when should I apply which walking style? So for all of you who haven't seen the video, first of all, welcome to my channel. I'm happy to see you. So I defined 4 feminine walking styles that are all very different, but at the same time, each one is very feminine and special and attractive on its own. But due to the fact that these walking styles are so different, some women embody not only one specific walking style archetype, but several, or you may be like all of them and you would like to be confident in all of the 4 walking styles. I decided to make this video to give you some examples on when to apply which walking style. All of these 4 walking styles are very feminine, but they are also very different. And because they are so different, they also fit different situations best. So in order to always be perceived as charismatic, confident and elegant, it is necessary to be a little bit socially intelligent with regard to how to move in specific situations. But after this video, you will be very confident in that, I promise you. And we will start with the first walking style archetype, the feminine, sensual and natural walking style. So the main characteristics of this walking style are a soft fluidity to the movement. And also the hip movement is subtle. So there are no exaggerated hip sways, but also the hips are not very controlled. And the whole body is just relaxed and very natural. So I consider this walking style as the perfect everyday companion. For every situation or occasion in which you're doing something during the day, this walking style is quite good. This could be just running errands or daily walks, no matter if it is to the office or back from the office, or if you're just walking around to do something, this is a quite good choice. Also, this walk is perfect for casual social gatherings. And I'm referring to just meetings with your friends, for example, with your girlfriends or with groups or your colleagues. The feminine natural walking style is also very good for shopping trips, because you can concentrate on shopping and don't have to put that much attention to your body movement. It is also perfect for exploring new neighborhoods. So when you are just walking and exploring, and this also applies to city trips, for example. So simply or basically said, this walking style does require the least conscious attention to your movement, because it is the most relaxed and natural one. And that doesn't say that the other walking styles that will follow cannot be relaxed or are artificial in any way. That's not the case. But I mean, if you're a beginner or if you were not so much into body language, into movement, into femininity before, and you're just starting out, this is the perfect walking style to start with, because it is simply the easiest one, and you don't have to exaggerate anything, and you also don't have to be very, very considerate of your posture. So just imagine a stroll in the park or a walk on the beach. This is the kind of walk that you would imagine in that situation. And now we move on to the second walking style archetype, the graceful and sophisticated walk. So the main characteristics of this one are a very good and elevated posture. So this is the kind of walk you would imagine a ballerina walking, or a queen. If we think of the royals, they always carry themselves with a very good posture, with a lot of grace. So this is the type of upper body that characterizes this walk. but also the strides and the steps are taken very deliberately, and they have a steady rhythm. So these main characteristics already hint towards the overall style of the walk, which is refined. And therefore, this would be the perfect walk for all kinds of formal occasions. For example, any formal parties. And I'm referring to receptions, even extended family parties or occasions, but also events such as art exhibitions or academic events. So everything that is a little bit more on the formal side, where you would also dress a little bit more elegantly and a little less casual. Also, charity events would be a perfect occasion for this walk. But also, I would recommend you to walk in that way when you are entering a room, especially a room like a restaurant or an art hall or a museum, something where you want to leave a lasting impression, but in a very subtle and refined way. Because due to the posture of this walk and to the refined air, you will leave an impression when you enter like that. It is simply not the way most people are carrying themselves. This is the way that women who, for example, attended finishing school would carry themselves. Or, as I said, most dancers and especially ballerinas. And also, this would be a very good fitting walking style for all kinds of professional events. And I mean, for example, conferences where you are going, but also networking events that are rather on the formal and very professional side. So in the end, wherever you want to look and be perceived as refined and very graceful, this walk is the right choice. And the fact that it is also not too exaggerated and not too stiff, because it's still feminine and soft in its way, you can even always walk like this if this is your innate style. So if you want to command poise and attention, pick graceful and sophisticated walking style. Perfect for any formal occasions and events. And now we go on with the model-like walking style. So this was the third walking style archetype that I defined in my walking archetype video, and it is a walk that is turning heads because it is different to the first and the second one in that sense that it has a very, very cool attitude. So the main characteristics are long strides, that you are walking on a line, rather large steps, and an energetic way of walking with your gaze that is really focused. And this all gives this whole walk a very self-assured charisma. And that means that a woman who walks like that will be seen, definitely. And by the way, if you are interested in learning a bit more about the techniques and some exercises on how to master each of those walks, I will be doing some tutorials on that in the future, so make sure to subscribe if you aren't already. And also, it is important to activate the notification bell, because then you will be notified when I upload a new video. And the model-like walk would be perfect for all kinds of fashion events, because of course it is a walk that is very known in fashion. It is not the same as a catwalk, because catwalks are all different. We know that different models have different styles, and that's good. But all of these styles are very, very self-assured and very cool. Also, they are exaggerated, of course, because they are for the show. Now, the model-like walk for everyday occasions, or those occasions that I'm listing here, is a little bit more toned down, but still it is to be seen. So on fashion events and all kinds of more creative occasions and events, you can apply this walk. So even networking events that are more with a more creative background, not so formal, not so stiff, you know what I mean? This could be the perfect walk. And even when you are walking to art events or art exhibitions, you can also apply that walk if this is more your style. And of course, if you want to be seen. Another perfect situation to apply this kind of walk is when you have to hold a presentation or before and after public speaking. Because when you are entering a stage or the middle of the room this way, you will be perceived as very confident, and what you have to say will also be perceived in a positive way and in a more convincing way. That's why this is perfect for those kind of situations too. This walk is also very good when you want to be seen when entering a crowded room, a crowded or dark room, for example, a club or a party, or a room where usually you wouldn't be seen when you entered in a more low-key and subtle way, but you want to be seen. Then you should apply the model-like walk, and you will enter and you will for sure be noticed. And last but not least, you can also use this walk whenever you want to project confidence. Whenever you want to feel confident, or you actually feel confident and want to underline this, because it is the most confident walk of the four. And because it is so confident, you have to be in the right state for it, or at least you have to practice it before. And I would say that it is the most challenging one, together with the last one that I will be talking about now, the sensual femme fatale walking style. The characteristics of the sensual femme fatale walking style are very sensual and exaggerated hip sways. Female curves are accentuated when walking. The steps are slow. Everything is like in slow motion, like in a movie. The movement is very soft. So imagine a diva like Marilyn Monroe walking down the stairs or entering a restaurant this way. She will also turn heads. But it's a little bit of a different aura that this walk has. It's more sensual than just confident or cool. So depending on the situation, you can use and apply the sensual femme fatale walk. And I think that most of us are already thinking about a specific situation. The perfect occasion for this walk are, of course, romantic occasions. For example, romantic dates, and especially romantic dinner dates in very romantic environments, in elegant environments. Occasions on which you can wear your feminine dress or a very nice fitted skirt, or something that simply makes you feel very feminine and sensual. And if you then walk and exaggerate your hips and have this soft allure, this will fit perfectly, and it will be also perceived as very magnetic and even seductive. So in every situation in which you want to seduce, but it should fit the situation, you can apply the sensual femme fatale walking style. And other occasions might also be smaller and more intimate social gatherings. So it really depends on the vibe. You have to understand and interpret the vibe of the situation, and you will feel it. Because if you walk like that in a situation from, for example, the first or the second example, it might be simply perceived as exaggerated or even inappropriate. And of course, this is something that we should avoid. There are women who really embody this style, and this is just what they are, and they always walk somehow in that way. But even then, you can tone it down a little bit. But actually, most women who embody the femme fatale walking style, they are also able to switch it on and off according to the occasion. So as I said, all kinds of evening and romantic occasions are perfect for that. But actually, this walking style is also very good for practicing when you're alone or just want to channel and emphasize your inner sensuality, your femininity, because the movement will immediately make you feel much more in your feminine, and you can simply embrace your sensual side by that. So basically this walking style is very good and perfect for creating a magnetic presence, an irresistibly seductive presence, and to captivate a man's attention. But as I said, remember, it is very feminine and very powerful, and it does not fit for every occasion. So be mindful of that. So just as you put on specific clothes for different occasions, you can now also embody and apply those kind of specific walking styles. And each walking style in the right situation will really bring out the best in you, will make you leave the best positive, feminine and confident impression. People will just notice you in a positive way. And this is in the end our goal and what we aim for, to be the best version of ourselves, the best feminine version of ourselves. And this will help you to not only be perceived as that best version, but also to actually feel like that, and to feel good, to feel feminine, and just to feel great and amazing. And this is what we want. It's actually the most important. And just to have fun, to be playful with those movements, because you are able to do that. And this is great. I think it's one of the best things about being a woman. So with regard to walking and movement, I will link another video here for you that you can watch now afterwards. And if you enjoyed this one, leave me a thumbs up. I appreciate that, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye!